The December 1st, 2025 meeting of the Woolwich Township Committee is being called to order. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act. Our first order of business is to administer the oath of office to our newly elected committeewoman, Jackie Williams. And here to present the honors is our New Jersey State Senator, John Berzicelli. No.
Am I holding the Bible?
You stand there.
Is it ready?
Yeah. Would you like me to hold it? Or who's going to hold it? Do you want me to hold it? Dale.
Oh, excellent. Before I read the oath of office, I want to say hello to everybody. And congratulations to the marching Kingsway High School Dragons who have been on television. It's a wonderful accomplishment, by the way. Everybody should be very proud and happy. They'll be memories for a lifetime. And it's a great honor to be here with the mayor, governing body, distinguished group. And this is a very serious moment, by the way. I say this to the younger people in the room. I'm going to read these words. And these words are going to be repeated back to me. This is an oath of office. This is a real thing. Only in America does it happen like this. It's a really special moment. And this is a wonderful person who's going to do a great job. Just be ready. Hand on the Bible. Jackie. Wait, Jackie. You're a right person. I am your name.
I, Jacqueline Williams,
Very good. Do solemnly swear
do solemnly
that
swear
I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and the governments established
and the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully
impartially,
and
and justly perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the Township Committeewoman
of the Township Committeewoman
of the great Township of Woolwich,
of the great Township of Woolwich,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my
so
ability,
help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All set.
Thank you, Jeff. Right.
John, thanks. Everybody good. You gotta go again.
Again, now that we have a full committee, can I have roll call, please? Jessica?
Committeeman Frederick.
Here.
Committeewoman Minhas. Here. Committeewoman Williams.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Docentino.
Here.
Mayor Mathias.
Here. If everyone can please rise to salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now I have the very great privilege to award a proclamation, which is, I think, why most of you are here. So, Mr. Massera, if I can have you, and as well as every senior and student leader, come join me up here for the reading of the proclamation. Come on up. Actually, and yes, parents, you can review your report, you can take pictures. Yeah. So I'd like to read you the proclamation honoring the Kingsway Regional Marching Band from the Township of Woolwich. Whereas the Kingsway Regional Marching Band achieved a historic, fully undefeated season, earning the highest score in both their group and the entire U.S. Band's A class at all 7 competitions in 2025. And whereas on November 1st, 2025, the band won the U.S. New Jersey State Championship in Group 4A with a score of 93.8, earning Best Overall Effect, Music, Visual, and Percussion. Whereas on November 8th, 2025, Kingsway claimed the U.S. Band Group 4A National Championship title with a score of 93.6, earning Best Overall Effect, Percussion, and Color Guard against bands from New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, and Maryland. And whereas the band has served as an outstanding ambassador, performing on 6 ABC's Action News at 10 on October 3rd, participating in the Philadelphia Navy Marine 250th Anniversary Parade on October 13th, and making their 6th consecutive appearance in the 6 ABC Dunkin' Donuts Philly Thanksgiving Day Parade. I saw your number 2 band to roll out. That was very, very cool. On November 27th, where they will decorate the Philadelphia Museum of Art steps. And whereas these achievements reflect the dedication of the student musicians, the director, the staff, and the support of all the families here and the Kingsway regional community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Township of Woolwich extends our heartfelt congratulations to the Kingsway Regional Marching Band for their historic, undefeated season, state and national championship titles, and exemplary representation of their school and community. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now we would like to invite all members of the Kingsway Band to come on up and So again, Kingsway Marching Band, I had a daughter who was in this program for 5 years. Some of you might remember Lily Mathias, who was in percussion for a while. So I know all the effort and hard work that you guys go through. And parents, I understand the sacrifice. So thank you all again for being here. In just a moment, we're going to take pictures. Parents, you can come up, you can move to take the pictures. And then I also believe there is somebody who, it's their special birthday today. So,
I think we got a couple.
well, okay. So I do have a special birthday, and I've heard that after pictures, there are cupcakes out in the hall. So happy birthday, Jordan, and happy everybody who's having a birthday. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, parents, here's your chance. You can move around for pictures.
Oh, yeah, go, Emma.
Again, congratulations. And congratulations, everyone.
Get out of here, guys. And I'll get
Going to return to regular session, and I know, I'm sorry, I didn't make that a motion, so we'll just roll with it. So we've arrived at our first public comment session. The public is reminded to please stand and state their name and address for the record prior to addressing the committee. Can I have a motion to open the floor to the public?
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
The floor is now open for public comment.
George Slump, 10 Wilshire Boulevard. I've asked this question before, and I'm going to ask it again. Swedesboro and Woolwich share 08085. We share Park and Recs. We share Little League. We share Fire Department. We share. I've never read it say that we pay, that Woolwich pays for Swedesboro to be a part of Woolwich's fire department. And I would like someone on the committee to tell me I'm wrong.
Yes, we do share. We share. Each town, each municipality contributes to the overall operating budget. And when it comes to purchasing of the vehicles, yes, we go based on the historical precedents of each municipality purchases different vehicles. So right now, Woolwich will put in an order, hopefully, for a fire truck that we're paying 100% of, not a portion of. And then Swedesboro will be following up with buying their own rescue equipment, which is to the tune of 1.1 million. So there is a difference in the pricing. So if you were to take it either 50-50 or 60-40, because if you look at the usage, it's actually us that has more usage, then it kind of equalizes out in between what the apparatus that Swedesboro would be buying and what Woolwich is buying. So yes, we do share. This is what we're purchasing at 1.9, and they're purchasing something for 1.1.
So why don't we settle this instead of they did, we did, we'll do, they might do, they did, who bought? Why don't we come up with a formula and say it is 20-25. The formula is 60-40. And put the formula out there. When things change, each year you look at the formula, you say, hey, it's got to be changed to 70-25. Instead of this, who, what, when. I mean,
I agree with you, because that is what we are going to be doing, because I think it's been a little while since there was ink to paper for what the agreement is. So the mayors are meeting Wednesday. We're meeting on Wednesday to do exactly what you're talking about.
And I hope you're going to be talking about more than fire. We have a Park and Rec. We're building how many fields for how many millions of dollars? And what does Swedesboro get? No one has answered me that yet. Not a single one of them. Jackie, you weren't here. Not a single one. Because I asked a question here. Nobody will answer the question.
I think you're speaking directly to the park. Okay, they contribute toward the operating budget of Swedesboro Woolwich Parks and Recreation.
Right.
But to the park is inside Woolwich. They did not contribute to Woolwich's park when it was originally built. So they're not contributing now to Woolwich's park because it's in Woolwich, not Swedesboro.
So you just told me that Swedesboro has never put anything into the park?
They have
As
not,
far as fields, land, and that kind of stuff?
correct.
Okay. Thank you.
It is a Green Acres Park, which was applied through Green Acres funding, which means it's open to anybody. So we don't ID people when they show up at the park, whether or not they are from East Greenwich, Logan. They're coming to play at our fields. So we do have a Park and Recreation, which handles the operation of things, and that Swedesboro does contribute to. But as far as the actual fields themselves, they were built using Woolwich's tax dollars.
So the Green Acre funding that was originally obtained was obtained by Woolwich?
Correct. Just as this new section was obtained by Woolwich.
Thank you.
Michael Verdi, 16 Oakview Terrace. I just had some questions and some thoughts on what you're discussing tonight, which is Chapter 135 for the Parks and Rec ordinance. Everybody up there probably knows me as a representative of one of our organization here in town. I'm tonight just a concerned resident taxpayer, not representing them in any way, as my kids play on the multiple organizations at the parks, not just one, as most people probably think. But I do have some questions regarding the field associations and stuff like that. In that new ordinance, fields J, K, and L, are they considered the new fields in the back? And then regarding the lighting on fields A, B, C, D, and E, where does the funding come from if a light bulb goes out, or just electricity in general for those fields?
Our taxpayer dollars.
Okay, just our taxpayer dollars.
Mhm.
Swedesboro too, or just Woolwich?
Just Woolwich.
Just
Yep.
Woolwich, okay. And then if the maintenance crew, salaries, lawnmowers, everything like that, does that come from Woolwich taxpayers also?
Mhm.
Okay. And then the last question would be, I don't think so, does anybody up there currently have any kids in any of the organizations at either of the parks, Lock or High Hill?
Not at the moment.
No, okay. So the reason why I'm also up here is I'm asking everybody to take more time considering, rather than voting tonight. I don't know if it is after the second hearing or not, but taking more time to look more in depth as to other options in the way to write the ordinance that would specifically help the Swedesboro Woolwich organizations that have nowhere else to go. We have a lot of organizations that use the fields here. Some of them are less than 50% Woolwich or Swedesboro residents. They have other places that they can ask for fields. They choose not to for some reason. Some do, some don't. And the way that it's currently written, even though we have these new fields going in the back, it may not support what we need, and it's written in a way that we could actually have less space than we currently have. And that's concerning reading it. Some of the things that are written in there are that some of the fields will be labeled as multi-purpose. There are some fields that are specifically soccer fields now that have always been soccer fields. If you go back 8 years ago, some of the baseball fields in the fall were used for soccer. I don't know why that was before my time, so I don't know why that was changed, but those are certain things that if some things are multi-purpose, then everything should be considered multi-purpose. It's pretty much, or label them as certain fields, because some fields tear up the fields more than others, and that's also a burden on taxpayer dollars if it's an organization that is not part of, fulfilling, close to 90% of Swedesboro Woolwich residents. And also, yourself, Mayor, recently you mentioned that 2 of the fields in the back will be soccer fields on a public recording. But in here, they're stated as multi-purpose, so
Fair.
it's contradictory. It might have been a mistake, but it's still, it's something I picked up on. And then just, I do think that labeling them, looking at the NCAA seasons is a good start, but that shouldn't be the end-all, be-all to everything. Some organizations put 4 teams on a field, some only put 1 on that same field. So everybody's not utilizing the space the same way. Some organizations are 90%, some are 44%. Some have doubled in size in the past 2 years, and that's because they grabbed not residents from here, but residents elsewhere, that they could also be utilizing space. And hopefully our committee talks with the other towns, specifically the Kingsway District, to say, hey, why are we taking all the burden on the space from these organizations when we could be, having them share some of it? There are other Green Acres parks in other towns that have found a way to keep out others. I don't know how they've done it, but they've done it. That's not something I'm looking for. I think the fields are open, like you said, to everybody, but there should be other parameters that are looked at. This, it should be NCAA, but then how does the field space get lined up with the amount of people that are in those organizations? Because at the end of the day, this could just open up a loophole where more people show up. I know there's certain things written in there that's trying to prevent that, but we also have residents in town that have little small organizations that can't get field space, and they're going to Glassboro and they're trying to charge them like $750 for it, and they're getting pushed out because they don't have face space here because there's so many other people. And then, lastly, so I think that's the main thing. And then also in here in the ordinance too, it's also labeled that the pickleball courts, Swedesboro Woolwich residents get access to primarily, but it's not written that way for anything else. So I think there's some statements in there that should be looked at, and I'm hoping everybody will look at that, one more time before voting on it. And then the last thing was in regards to the weather. In there, I think that's a great policy. I know the organization I'm part of, we followed it forever. But it also doesn't mean that people don't show up that are not tied to the organization or just elsewhere, which then they tear up the fields. And there's never been, I don't know if that's part of the Green Acres, but there's never been anything that has stopped or prevented those people once they're there. There's been, no township oversight of saying, hey, these fields are closed. Even if there's signs out there, they will still go on those fields. And some of the maintenance crew will also say that they've had issues with, groups, large groups, 20, 40 people showing up with Pennsylvania license plates, Texas license plates, using the fields during the day on fields that aren't built for them. It would be the equivalent of, 15-year-olds going on playgrounds that are designed for 5 to 8-year-olds. And it's causing a burden. There's fields that we can't even use as taxpayers or that are getting beaten up. And I know there's maybe not much we can do, but again, if we're putting in weather closing policies and things like that, that's something that's got to be looked at in a way to stop them. So I just appreciate if everybody looks at the ordinance a little bit more before, before solidifying it, because there's definitely things in here that are concerning. So.
Well, thank you for that. That's a lot.
Yes. Thank you.
It's like you've been practicing for a little while on it. But no, Mike, you bring up some very good points, but that's the whole point that we're looking at this to address it. Yes, we are expanding the definition of it, and this has been gone back and forth for many, many months for us to make comments, to take a look at it, to address things, and I know Committeewoman Williams has been working on this. But some of the things that you mentioned have been issues that have plagued us for quite some time. So this is looking to at least expand the definitions that we have so that there is a little bit more clarity. It also, as you said, allows us the space to operate so that we can make decisions for Swedesboro Woolwich kids.
Yeah, that's what I would hope, because like I said, there's some organizations that have doubled in size past 2 or 3 years, and it's not because of the residents here, and then there's sizes that are going to get even bigger.
Right, but now you're talking into administering of programs, and like you're saying, so the township, because of the resources that we have, we allocate the space to organizations, and then that's the whole point of this formula. We don't administer it. So when you're talking about that certain teams put 2 teams on a field, others put 4, that would become the administration of an organization. And you're right, we don't do that because that we feel is not within our purview. We feel that we are trying to work on that and refine this process. So I completely hear what you're saying. So that we can make it as equitable as possible, and that so we don't damage it. But again, there's definitely places that we can improve. I think this is a step towards it. And then I hear what you're saying, and I think we can always look to improve what we have so that we can get as many kids from Swedesboro Woolwich as we can on those fields.
Yeah, that's the concern, because obviously there's extra fields being built, but the amount of houses that are being built, it's, I know it's years behind, and there's no.
This is years behind. We were behind with field space before this was even contemplated. We're still behind. So when we do our new study, we're going to be looking at, okay, what do we need to add next? And yes, I probably misspoke calling them just soccer fields because they are multi-purpose fields. Okay. Because again, we went based upon the size. So the size means you can play different sports on it. Same thing, you could put microfields or a full-size field, or you could put a lacrosse field. So all of those could be on that multi-purpose field. Same thing, the softball fields were designed so that you could bring in a temporary mound so that you could play either boys or girls, and you can play different youth divisions, because I think it's even adjustable bases that are being put in. So all of it is trying to be able to accommodate as many as we can. But the park will remain open for pickup groups, and for people who just come out to use the park, wherever they're coming from. So, but it's something that we can definitely pay attention to.
I do want to point out that the existing multi-purpose fields were labeled multi-purpose fields in the previous document. They are not called out for any specific sports.
Okay.
So I didn't change that name.
Okay, and then I guess just one, you just mentioned one thing there that I think I should add too, is that that obviously the field spaces, the townships and stuff, but there are very expensive goals that at least soccer has out there, and I know baseball has expensive stuff out there too, that those groups that are coming during the day or hanging on the goals, they're not cheap to replace, and that's a giant concern too, because there's nothing we can do to stop them. They can use the green space, but the goals were not in any way whatsoever, supplied by the township. So that's an issue there, because even the ones with wheels are $4,800, and that's just for one goal. And if they hang on, it falls on somebody, then whose issue is that? So there's, we can only do so much locking them up and stuff like that. The wheels get dragged and they break. So that's another issue that we're dealing with, and it happens a lot. So.
Okay, well, I definitely think we can, SWSA can meet with Public Works and see if there's anything that we can do to improve that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Seeing no one additional come forward, motion to close.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Floor is now closed. All right, before we start, I would just like to wish our administrator a very happy birthday and thank him for showing up on his birthday to the Township Committee meeting. All right, ordinance 2025-19. Ordinance of the Township of Woolwich amending Chapter 135, Article 2 of the Code. This is the second reading public hearing. Can I have a motion to open the floor to the public?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the floor is now open for ordinance 2025-19.
Seeing no one come forward, motion to close.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All right. Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
And can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-19?
Motion to adopt ordinance 2025-19.
And I have a second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Questions?
No questions, but just to reiterate the comments and what Mike was sharing as well. Certainly, a lot of thought was put into it. So thank you, Committeeman Williams, for putting and leading the charge. Right, certainly a huge step in the right direction. Certainly, more work can go into it. So always welcome public comments and feedback holistically. But I do know within the categories we do list Swedesboro, Woolwich on categories 1 and 2, and we also have an extra note in there about the scheduling authority coordinator or whatever the title is, to make sure that they truly have the ability to modify as appropriate. So I think with that, plus the additional field space where we can not only have those fields labeled, but we also have some unwritten fields for additional practice space as well that we can coordinate kind of an offline capacity. We'll provide ample space, no, but we'll provide more space to hopefully satisfy close to needs, hopefully yes.
Yeah, I think just echoing Committeeman Frederick's comments, the goal was certainly to prioritize Swedesboro Woolwich organizations over others. Should there amount to any unintended consequences, it's certainly something that can be revisited. It's not locked in stone if that goes wrong, but that was certainly the intention behind the changes.
All right. Thank you for that, both of you. If there are no further questions, can I have a roll call, please?
Committeeman Frederick.
Yes.
Committeewoman Minhas.
Yes.
Committeewoman Williams.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Nocentino.
Yes.
Mayor Mathias.
Yes. Ordinance 2025-20, ordinance providing for the acquisition of a ladder truck and related fire equipment by and for the Township of Woolwich in the County of Gloucester, State of New Jersey, appropriating $1,980,000. Wow. Let me just start again. $1,980,000 Therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $1,886,145 bond or notes to finance part of the cost thereof. This is the second reading public hearing. Can I have a motion to open the floor to the public?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Are all in favor?
Aye.
The floor is now open regarding ordinance 2025-20.
Seeing no one come forward, motion to close.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-20?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions?
Just a couple of comments off of, from a dollars and cents perspective. Obviously with the Thanksgiving and the week before, certainly not the ideal time to go through and do the numbers, but just looking at the one element, just wanted to point out the fact that from the 1.98 million ladder truck, that is tough to say, from an interest perspective, right, it would also equate to $870,000, so the total actual cost is $2.77 million. And my understanding is that interest would be paid out of our operating expenses. So as we talked about before, my concern is in that 3-4 year, basically year one of the truck. Not only are we trying to do that, but we also have to fund the staffing perspective, as well as still continue to pay the sewer. So my concern is really that time period.
Right.
Again, not disputing the need, but my concern is from a dollars and cents. I don't see, from what I see in the sweet spot of that 27, 28 point, how we can actually fund all the elements that we have.
Okay. So a couple things. One, I can get our bond counsel on the phone. She is ready to answer that. But I also can maybe help clarify this. So this is providing for the acquisition, but we're not actually, and it's saying that we intend to bond for it, but we are not actually issuing the bond tonight because it will go out for notice. It has to be advertised for 20 days, at which point then, after that point, we can issue the bond. So doing this, other than the down payment, we won't be paying anything on it until we take possession, until we actually issue the money. So you're talking about 26, 27, we have all that time to, again, find out if there's grants available,
Right.
to put money aside towards it so that that interest of the 880,000, hopefully we'll be knocking that down because we will have 3+ years to pay on it. So again, our bond counsel went over this, our financial advisor went over it, and now our new CFO has looked at it. And to your point, the 27, which was what I had originally presented, all that gets shifted down because they don't require a down payment. We don't have to draw on this. This is just issuing that we are allowed to do it, but we're not drawing it yet.
But at least from what I read on the contract, and it was hard to say because it said next year, so from a February standpoint, that's when we would actually issue the bond?
No. That's when we could issue the bond. The bond counsel was under the assumption that the fire truck would need a down payment or that we would need to make payments, and we don't. So therefore, that gets all pushed back to 27 or 28.
Okay. Yeah, the language is confusing, that part there.
Yep.
And then the last part, I know it said 11/30 was the deadline within the contract itself, but I know there was email back and forth, I'm assuming.
Yes,
not
they
a
extended
problem.
the price for us.
Got it, perfect, thank
Yep.
you. And then the other option, just again, talking dollars and cents for a second, I know it does say there's a prepay option, not that we have the dollars to do that, but I know that saves us, depending on.
Bond
when we do
counsel
it.
looked at it and said they do
No.
not recommend it. So again, I could get her on the phone, but I will also tell you this for the committee. This, again, is just about the bond. At the next meeting, then we will have a resolution to award the fire truck to a company. So it's first choice apparatus. So that's going to be a resolution that we're going to have at the next meeting to award this. So this is a nameless bond. So any questions you have about the actual wording of the contract, we could also do that. So does that answer your question? Or
It does, like I said, I'm just again, for the purpose of what we're trying to accomplish now, it is fine to continue.
Right.
I just want to make sure, again, we talked about it a couple of times before, just making sure we're looking at that sweet spot from a
Right.
dollars and cents of
Right.
that note. And again, just the way it was worded in the language of, maybe it was just an email, because I know there was a lot of information. It was just a little vague in terms of when the bond would be issued.
Okay. Would you like me to get her on the phone now, or would you like to take
I
this
can take it
off?
offline,
Okay.
that's fine.
All right.
Mayor, also, so just so you know, Committeeman Ferg, like I said, we talked like 48 months
48 months before that truck will even be here. It'll be 2029 if that truck shows up here. In that time, the fire department's going to go out and look for other avenues for grants to bring more money back in. And I'm sure with the meeting that the two mayors have on Wednesday, because Swedesboro has also expressed that, hey, listen, even though they're looking at avenues to purchase another truck, they look at the avenue, they may on Wednesday talk, say, hey, we want to chip in as well. So there's that avenue's there that they can do that, because I know Tom, the mayor, had asked that. So I'm sure that by the time this truck comes in, between other development coming in, other grants that we can look for and so forth, I mean, the borough of Westboro just got a $900,000 grant, and now they're paying $400,000 for a brand new truck. So we're going to go look for that grant as well and see if we can, do that just like we did for the paid staff that we're going to put on in March.
Right. Yeah, and to be clear, my bigger concern is your staffing.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I want to make sure that I know we have a portion for the next couple of years, but we need to make sure that is sustainable.
Yep.
Obviously, certainly need the equipment to get there and actually operate as well, understand that, but without the people, that's a concern. So I'm looking at the overall picture and puzzle to make sure it can collectively work.
Yep. No, it is. It's a lot that's going to be coming at the residents. But again, this is about
a 2,000-piece puzzle that's all red.
It is. It's a lot, but this is about the safety of all of our residents. So, and it is going to be covered by our fantastic volunteers, but we are going to have to go towards the paid staff as well as get the new apparatus, and continue to partner with Swedesboro so that we make sure all the apparatus is updated. Okay, any additional questions? Then roll call, please.
Committeeman Frederick.
Yeah, just realizing this is a first step in the right direction, but knowing that there's a lot more to review and assess as we continue to move forward, I do vote yes.
Committeewoman Minhas.
Yes.
Committeewoman Williams.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Nocentino.
Yes.
Mayor Mathias.
Yes. All right, resolution 2025-305, resolution of the Township of Woolwich authorizing the issuance of a 60-day temporary site safety certificate of occupancy for Paulsboro Road AP LLC, Block 14, Lot 2. I am looking for a motion to table.
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Jim, would you care to explain why we're
Sure.
tabling this?
Yep. This temporary site safety certificate of occupancy is really, it's just exterior, it's outside site. RVE comes in and says, yep, everything is good, and then they send it, and they even send it, to Andy Hoagland, our UCC construction official. So then he basically gets it and says, okay, is the building good for TCO, substantial completion? Right now it is not, he still needs something else. And so therefore, there is no TCO. So it really shouldn't come before, no TSSCO should come before the committee. So you shouldn't see these again. It really is a function of our construction department. As a TCO, the performance bond goes, and then it goes to maintenance bond and so forth. So that's why it's really being tabled. So if this goes to Andy, Andy then issues the TCO, then it comes to you before the committee for performance bond. Going there, and then it goes to maintenance bond. So, and then it goes to CO, and then it comes back to you. So when it goes to TCO, it comes back to you, which may be, because they just need one item, come back to you pretty soon, then it will be substantially complete. Tenant can go in, fully occupy the building, and then the pilot payment will begin then. So hopefully, any questions?
And redevelopment payment.
Pardon?
And that redevelopment payment.
Yes.
Throw it out there.
Yeah. Yes, all of the sundry payments.
All right, any further questions on why we're tabling it? All right, then roll call, please.
Committeeman Frederick.
Yes.
Committeewoman Minhas.
Yes.
Committeewoman Williams.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Nocentino.
Yes.
Mayor Mathias.
Yes. All right, now I'm looking for a motion for a consent agenda for resolutions 2025-306 through resolution 2025-312.
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any removals? And hearing none, can I have an all in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
And can I have a motion to adopt resolution 2025-306 through resolution 2025-312?
Motion to adopt resolution 2025-306 306 to 312.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second, any discussion?
Just one quick comment on 312.
Yes.
In our packet, the CFO did not have a signature for certification of funds. Just want to confirm that that has been signed.
We have received it, yes.
Perfect. Great,
Yep.
thank you. That's all I have.
All right, hearing no further questions, roll call, please.
Committeeman Frederick.
Yes.
Committeewoman Midhouse.
Yes.
Committeewoman Williams.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Nocentino.
Yes.
Mayor Mathias.
Yes. All right, under old business, our liquor license. There was no bids received, and it was because there was only a 2-year limit on it, even though there was extensions that we put on it. So that's the short story. So,
That was my understanding. Yes, sent out to 14 different developers. None of those came forth. Talked to Mr. Wolfson, and that was really his response. It was only 2 years out. It wasn't definite that he would get the extension, and so therefore he didn't want to apply.
So multiple have expressed interest, just not in the time period.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
How many expressed interest out of the 14?
3.
Okay.
so maybe we'll look to do this again this time next year. We'll say, but
Sure, we've been so successful. thus
yeah,
far.
yeah. Okay. All right. Under new business, the RFPs, RFQ bids, they were received. Our clerk has emailed them to the committee members for review. Coming up here in the next week or so, the deputy mayor, the administrator, and myself will be doing a rubric scoring of all of the packets that we received to go over those RFQs. And they're in my office should anybody want to review the packets. There were a couple that we received no bids on, or RFQs, I should say. So we are going to have to go back out for a couple of them. Warrington Mill Dam. We have the Gloucester County engineer, Mr. Barry Beckett, here with us. So, Barry, I'm going to throw this over to you about the certification. What exactly is this are we looking at for the Warrington Mill Dam?
Certification is for essentially all the property owners, the owners of the dam, to sign this as part of our application to decommission the dam. So we sign it, we're asking you to sign it, East Greenwood sign it, and we've requested that the property owner sign it. I just emailed that to him again today, but we can submit it without his. I just wanted to get yours with East Greenwich and our signatures on it as we submit the plans for final approval.
Okay. Did we already do this for Porches Mill Dam?
Not to my knowledge.
I would be happy to sign that one now too, if you want. We could just- I'll cross it off. Can I just add it to it? All right. Okay, any questions for the Gloucester County engineer about this Porches Mill Dam? Again.
So if we don't get the homeowner's signature, we can still proceed? I know it's homes for sale, so I don't know the status. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and that doesn't need a resolution or anything, so I'm just, again, I just wanted the committee to be aware of it, and again, would love to see one for Porches Mill Dam.
To be clear, I would love restoration of both, but knowing that that's not happening from a county perspective,
Yeah.
this is the only option we really have.
Yeah. All right, anything else under new business? So we do have, again, a couple things. You can see our next meeting schedule and all of that, but on Saturday, we have our tree lighting and our firework display. Hopefully, all the committee can be there. We will continue to advertise that with our Woolwich Wows. We have now reached the second public portion. So the public is reminded to please stand and state their name and address for the record prior to addressing the committee. Can I have a motion to open the floor to the public?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The floor is now open for public comment.
Michael Verdi, 16 Oakview Terrace. Just had one more quick thing pertaining to the YouTube video that was the last of what's going on in Woolwich. I know there was some upgrades to the baseball fields for safety with the bases. My kids play softball. It's probably a great idea. I don't know much about them, but I think that's great. The only other thing I want to point out is the AEDs. That was something myself and Melanie pushed for years, and I finally got them. But they're not in the best locations. So in the event of an emergency, most people don't know they're there. Specifically, the one on lock is on the set of it, on the side of the shed. If you have an issue on field H or I, you're not getting there in time. So that's concerning, where a lot of other townships have them in more well-lit, better places. I know there was issues with vandalism at the fields, and that's probably why they were put there. And then the one at High Hill, that's inside the soccer fence that we have access to, and lacrosse does. We've given them access, but baseball, in the event of an issue, doesn't have access inside there. So that's one that we suggested years ago when they were put in, to put it on the back of the bathrooms or something else. But just keeping in mind, I guess, if you're looking at different ways of setting up different guidelines within the parks, that, setting up an emotion to see if the guidelines are there, that the space is available to have maybe more than one AED in the parkers, because especially at Lock, it's very, by the time you get over there and get back, it's, it'd be concerning. So just something else to keep in mind. And then on a very minor note, we've been asking for garbage cans around Field D for a long time. There's never permanent garbage cans there.
Who have you been requesting that from?
It probably goes back to when Anthony was here, to be honest.
Okay.
But I know, I can't say for certain. I'm sure Dom knows, but I can't say for certain. They've been put there briefly, then they're taken away. There are a lot of, but you...
Portable trash cans or permanent trash cans?
Just any crap trash cans.
Okay.
They're just never around Field D. I want to say Field C. Field C also? Yeah, Field C. Yeah, a lot of times Field C. But they're always by Field G, so kids will actually have to cross the street to go throw things out. But I think it can help clean up the park too, just because a lot of times, especially if you're a visitor, you don't walk across the street because you can't see them there with the cars there and stuff. So.
Well, I do know we are ordering a whole bunch of new cans for the existing park when we place the order in for the new park, because we're going to have matching, everything's matching. So I don't know if they were waiting for permanent ones, which is why I asked about permanent versus temporary, but
And
I can.
the one last thing, the lightning, we were told that the lightning alarm will be fixed once the back of the park is up and running. Is
Yeah.
that true? Okay. All right. So, but that's still just running off of, obviously it's the winter, so we don't have to worry about it, but if the fields aren't up and running, we're running off the lightning app that was recommended?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, that lightning system is 15 years old, that was there. It turns out it needed a whole new motherboard. Since that time, the motherboard has been ordered, all of the units have been tested, and yeah, we're just waiting for it to go up on the new section. So it should be up and running for the spring is what we're hoping. So, yeah.
Thank you.
But again, having that app, it's as you're saying, even with the AED, having that redundancy, having that availability so that you have more than one source is the best way to go. Because there has been issues with the lightning detection in the past, and we don't want it to be the only thing. So yes, I would keep the app. The AED, all of our police cars have an AED in it. So having that, again, that additional AED close by is great. And yes, we were having issues before we added those cameras. So we can definitely reevaluate it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Seeing no one additional come forward, motion to close.
Do I have a second?
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Can I have a motion to approve the bills and purchase orders as submitted?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions regarding such?
Actually, there is one item. We have vendor Doug Horton, who was on the agenda to receive the pickleball tournament of $1,587. He's already been paid that. So I'd like to remove that one just for pending further analysis. There's two items on there. The $43 is fine to move forward, but the $1,587, my understanding, it was approved back in August time period.
Okay.
I don't have the invoice number, but it's the one that's $1,587.
Okay. This is invoice number 2501622. All right, so you're saying this was already paid?
If we can just get it confirmed with the administrator and the finance, that'd be great, but I would like that one removed and just keep the one that's for $43.
Okay.
I don't know if you need a motion to remove or just, what would you like?
Yeah, no, it's marked here that it was paid on 9/15. I don't know why we're seeing it. Okay, good call.
Well, if it was already paid, it's not an outstanding bill, so it really shouldn't be on the approved bills list. So I don't really know if you need a motion. You can make a motion, and there's no harm in it.
Just to be clear, just to make a motion to remove the one bill, I'm sorry, Mayor, can you repeat the number for me?
01622.
From the approved bill list.
Okay. All right, so then we are removing that one bill. Roll call, please.
So do I need a second?
Okay.
since it-
Oh,
Just to
well,
make
no,
it-
do we, or?
I don't know.
Well, you know
Just
what,
remove
just
it.
a motion, a second, and all in
Okay.
favor. It's one of those things. It's
All
a
right.
housekeeping, nothing more.
Okay, so we have the motion to remove the purchase order 01622. Do I have a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. All in favor of that? Say aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Okay. And then now, can I have, no, it's not, I don't want.
Motion to pay.
Motion to pay. All right. So then I just need roll call because we've already had a motion. All right. So roll call, please.
Committeeman Frederick,
Yes, abstain from Doug Horton bill and Verizon bills.
Committeewoman Minhas.
Yes.
Committeewoman Williams,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Nocentino,
Yes, abstain Horton bill.
Mayor Mathias.
Yes. All right. And can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. We are going to take a photo